Hey YouTube, coming at you with a Great League team, and maybe one of the last ones. Maybe there's like one or two other submissions from earlier in the season. It says from Matt, who says, "What's up, Dan? I put together this team featuring Shadow Toxicroak because it got buffed and I wanted to try it out as a unique answer to Dedenne, which has been a beast so far this season. I've been seeing a lot of Diggersby, Gelsman, Dedenne, Scizor, Gligar, and Ghost consistently. I wanted something that had multiple answers. I kept seeing some Drapions and either had some neutral play or struggled a lot against it. Although it dropped in the rankings, it can never truly be walled. Yeah, Drapion again. I think Drapion is like it lost its crunch debuff like percentages and it dropped in the rankings, but again, you're not using it in the zeros, and you're not using it in the one shield even energy even shield scenario. Usually using it with shield advantage, maybe taking it to multiple shields, and you don't often rely on the crunch. The crunch is just you don't rely on the crunch debuff, you're just kind of relying on the crunch itself. So I agree that Drapion's still very strong. Mandibuzz served as a hard answer to those grounds, ghosts, and plenty of bugs that recently got buffed. It's also a great damage sponge. Now to Shadow Toxicroak. PvPoked has it ranked as the #2 closer behind Shadow Electivire. The buff to Poison Sting makes this thing hit so quickly and nearly one-shots anything with the amazing ghost and fighting coverage of Dynamic Punch and Shadow Ball. Shields down, this thing can't be stopped and wins CMP over almost everything. I typically switch into it once I've grabbed the last shield with one of my other two Pokemon so I can get the extra Poison Sting advantage unless I'm already in a great position. Okay, so yes, so Poison Sting, Toxicroak, knows the Shadow, so why it can probably one-shot everything is it's so attack heavy. Dynamic Punch and Shadow Ball are good moves in themselves. So with that high attack and that Shadow bonus, probably going to do a lot of damage here. Yeah, but this thing is going to be very glassy, so you're definitely going to need some shields for it. Okay, Stunfisk. Stunfisk. Kind of a weird one. The combo breaker here. So you are weak to rock and ground. And if this was like 3 seasons ago when rollout was buffed and Dunsparce was everywhere that had that rock ground, you probably would not run this team because rock ground coverage on Pokemon was a thing. Stunfisk was the OG ground rock coverage there, but not getting it as much anymore. Coming in here with Drapion, gonna have to shield up a potential move. It is just a rock slide. So you hate to burn that shield on the Drapion there when you kind of need it for Toxicroak in the ending, but let's see what happens here. Aqua Tails will spam. This thing will have Earthquake as well, so we will get to a second Aqua Tail, but I imagine that this Earthquake is going to come before you get to a third. They do shield one, so grabbing one shield is not bad. I was going to say maybe live an Earthquake, but I doubt it, no. Gonna come Mandibuzz and hope that they do not have a Stone Edge. Stone Edge won't take you out, but it'll put you, I was say red, but that's nice that they do not. Coming in Stunfisk. Okay. We'll get this Dark Pulse off. Let's see if it takes out. It does not. Gonna try and Poison Sting. They threw Rock Slide last time, so I would doubt that they have anything more than a resisted Rock Slide this time. And even resisted Rock Slide, holy smokes, look how much damage that does. But get the Poison Sting down. Now we have some energy. And now the speed of these things are already a Dynamic Punch. Here comes a Shadow Ball. Unfortunately for you, these claws are adding up because anything's going to add up here. Let's see if they decide to shield. They do shield. Still going to get to a move here. So this should one-shot. It's super effective from a Shadow Toxicroak. So this will one-shot. Instant swap here. Going to have to shield up one Sludge Bomb here. But the pacing is pretty quick on these Dark Pulses, and you only need 2, and you have a shield. So I think you should be okay here. There's one side. It'll be close. Yeah, they do have a second one. Okay, that's unfortunate. Having that quicker Sludge Bomb, but does not take out. Okay, there we go. Mandibuzz, the tank, not going out to a Sludge Bomb. Getting Dark Pulse off for the win. Corviknight. That is a big Corviknight. Holy smokes. So the good news is it has Sand Attack. So Sand Attack is resisted on the Mandibuzz. Getting off Dark Pulse. This thing's probably going to take 3 Dark Pulses. They eventually get into Samurott. Just going to try and chip it with Aerial Ace. The problem, so I like the idea of the team. Like, you're trying to draw out a ground with Drapion. Drapion's generally safe. beat it with mandibuzz, and then Toxicroak can roam free in the back. The problem, and it's a very similar problem to what I tried to run on a team. I tried to run Drapion, Jumpluff instead of mandibuzz, and my third was Dusknoir. And the exact same thing happened where you want to save shields for a Pokemon, in this case Toxicroak, in my case Dusknoir, but Drapion as a shadow also kind of requires shields. So when you put two on the same team, you kind of leave yourself a little vulnerable in situations here. So you had to let your right. Okay, Metang's not a good answer at all for mandibuzz, but you basically had to let the Drapion go in this scenario and still use both shields on your Toxicroak, which makes it kind of like a tricky combo to use. So I would suggest, if you are gonna, Toxicroak looks interesting, and again, you would not play it in the even energy one shield scenario. You would play it with a shield advantage. So my recommendation is maybe pair it with another Pokemon that you don't need to use shields with. Drapion's a great save swap on its own. I think it has a lot of play in this meta, but unfortunately, I think that it is just not super great in this pairing. Getting to Dynamic Punch here. Let's see. This is neutral. Stab, Shadow. Does take out the rest of the Corviknight. Holy smokes. I kind of expected it would, but just to see it in action there. And trying to farm down the Samurott. No, just worried that they're going to get to a move. Going to get off to another Dynamic Punch here. Obviously, this is... They were like one Poison Sting away. But take out the Metang. So nice sweep on the ending there. Azumarill. So obviously we'll instant swap into Drapion here. You almost hope they get out because all the charge moves are resisted, but they are just staying in. So we'll just have to chip here with the crunches and the super effective Poison Stings. Play rough. Hydro will take you pretty low. Going to shield again. So shielding up Play rough, and they eventually get out into Fairthorn, which Fairthorn's not great against Drapion. So the lowering of the debuff not coming into play there, as we get the defense lowering, which means a crunch 100% will take out from this range. So this will take out a flip switch, which does happen. Maybe the mint. Nope, they're going to come in Talonflame. So I guess it's decent to get the mandibuzz on this. Yeah, unfortunately that Incinerate does take out here. You obviously just need to let every move go here. And both instant swap. The Poison Stings are neutral. Are we going to try and get a move off here? Yeah, I'm going to force a shield here. I like this. I always say, like, force that shield or take out. And if they let it go, that's okay. Now, obviously, we need to worry about the Incinerate down. Yeah, okay. I don't love this because you let a full Incinerate go through, and now they can just Incinerate you down and come out with two moves. So the timing there was brutal, because now they're basically at two moves. So we're going to have to let the first move go. It is a flame charge. You do live that. And if this does not take you out, you can go one and throw. Shield, unless they have two moves back to back here. But if they don't, you'll get to an air release with ease here. Yeah, I get to air release with these for the win. The timing, I think the timing on both fast moves from both of you were kind of all over the place there. Okay, Fortress. What do you want to do here? Gonna stay in the matchup for now. Gotta watch out for the Rock Tomb. Don't want to change too early in case they have the Sand Tomb, which is super effective and lowers your defense on Drapion. So just gonna stay in here with Mandibuzz and take this. And then maybe get one more move. Yeah, there's the Rock Tomb. Yeah, okay. Instant swap. 2 instant swaps. 1 Stunfisk, which is kind of tough because it'll have Mud Bomb. But you also have Aqua Tail, which is super effective. And that not quite 50% non-stab coming in there. Stunfisk does not hit that hard. So you may even live a Mud Bomb from this range, especially that they have Thundershock as the fast move. I bet you can live 1 Mud Bomb. They decide to shield just to match up here. Going to let this Mud Bomb go. You do live, not surprising. You'll get to the move. I still don't think it takes out, so I still think you're going to lose this matchup. They shield. Fascinating. Maybe you caught that. No, it is a discharge. That's fine. And getting off a move, so we take that, right? We kind of know that we got that second shield, and Toxicroak is our sweeper anyways, but I was going to say, I don't think you can resist it. Poison Sting down. Jellicent comes in where poison is resisted. You're going to kind of have to shield everything here. Yeah, surf or not. The thing is, they did just throw, so I would probably try and get a couple more. Yeah, exactly. And throw here. Yeah, perfect. Perfect timing on that. Get that extra 4 poison stings. Take this out because super effective shadow, all that jazz there. Stunfisk comes in. Again, it's going to be a very aggressive poison sting down, so you probably could not do that. So you're just going to have to dump this dynamic punch. And now it's a race to the next move, and we'll win. This is neutral, which again, it's probably going to take out the rest of the health here. Yeah, crazy. Do I have a shot of Toxicroak? I have no idea if I have a shot of Toxicroak. But looks very, very fun. And there is your core breaker. Dunsparce. I've ran into a couple of these now. You know what? It's not a bad Pokemon to use in the current meta. Bug, more steel, some flyers, more poisons. A lot of things that the rock ground combo covers with maybe a little less fighters. So Stunfisk, Galarian Stunfisk, and Drapion potentially back on the options here. Getting to the crunch. Sorry, did I say Drapion? Dunsparce. Dunsparce and Galarian Stunfisk potentially back on the options here. Dunsparce does get a draw run off, so we do shield that up. And it is a Zoomer on the back. So obviously you have no charge move for this, but Poison Sting is super effective, and maybe just the combo of the crunch and this will take this to the yellow. Let's see how aggressive they are with their bubbles here. So we're going to get to the second crunch. They may just commit to the bubble down here. I would try Aqua Tail. Yeah, I was going to say try an Aqua Tail. You got to the red. Going to come Toxicroak and take a move, which that is neutral because you're half fighter. Gligar in the back, right? We've already seen that. So going to throw the resisted dynamic punch, but still shadow and still something they need to worry about. Getting to the Dark Pulse. This obviously will not take out anywhere close. Gligar always kind of sneaky in its bulk here. This will not take you out by any means. Oh my goodness, a Night Slash. What is this, running Night Slash Dig? That's my only guess here, because there's really no other reason you do that. Oh, and we shielded up a Gligar when they still have an Azumarill, and that is not the smart play. Okay, finally a good lead. Jellicent, they're going to have to get out into Credilli. Drapion, it is an acid Credilli now, so makes this slightly better. Just because it takes longer. Like Bullet Seed is resisted too, but at least now it's taken a little longer to get to the charge move, and the fast move is still resisted. So it's not the worst. It was always a good matchup, but now it's I think slightly better just because how just a little extra slower on the charge there for Credilli. Decision time. Going to shield up. They did lower your attack for the second time now. You will get to a move. You are 2 times lowered, but they are in the yellow. This will be close. They do decide to shield and flip switch here. Not wanting the Jellicent on the Mandibuzz, which makes sense. So you come in here, you sacrifice. You're going to take this out just so you can get rid of the thing that lowers the attack for sure. They're going to come in with whatever in the back here. What the hell? Why would you double shield fight so hard for switch and then just come back into your Jellicent, into your thing? And why would you give up switch? I know you're probably just reading like, yeah, I mean, I get it. It makes sense. Like, if they're coming in with their Jellicent into your Mandibuzz, they probably are very weak in the back to Mandibuzz too, but still, you could have just like taken this matchup, because this is kind of an awkward matchup too, right? They do have to dump a Shadow Ball. But now they're going to be close to a Surf. You'll live a Surf because you're a mandibuzz. But again, this is probably closer than it needs to be. So getting off the Dark Pulse. Do take out there. Mandibuzz into Moltres. You know, I think Moltres has the advantage here just because it is Aerial Aces versus Flies. And I would give my money to the Fly here, right? So, do chip. Getting off an Aerial Ace, but obviously he's not going to do much damage. Not a good move. And here comes another Fly, and this is this pacing on this thing with Fly makes it so much better. I covered that earlier in this week. Maybe yesterday, maybe 2 days ago. I forget when I posted it. Swap into Drapion. Do pull out a Gastrodon. So getting to the crunch. Not get to move. Yeah, you may live Body Slam. It's such a bad move. You're going to have to throw though? No, okay. So this is one you got to recognize, and this is just based on timing of fast moves. You Body Slam is a bad move, but it's still enough to take you to 1 Mud Slap. And this is where you just need to know timing of fast moves and charge moves and how long everything takes and when it registers. You have a 2-turn fast move. In Poison Sting, they have a 3-turn Mud Slap move. So right already off the bat, you cannot go Poison Sting charge move because that's 2 plus 1 is 3. So 3 versus 3 on its own is going to be they win. But it's not only 3 versus 3, it's the Mud Slap is registering before the 3. So it's registering on like 2.5. So there is no possible way that you get off a Poison Sting and a charge move. So you just have to throw the Aqua Tail there. You cannot get to the crunch. It's a little bit of waste of energy there. If you get, again, Aqua Tail probably wouldn't take out, but now it's maybe Aerial Ace instead of Dark Pulse there. So now you would have had a little more energy, and now you would have had more energy here because they shielded. They eventually come back in Moltres. Fly is super effective, so you're going to have to burn the shield. And hope that the pacing to Dynamic Punch beats it out, but I don't think it will. I think they shielding it to a Fly here. And that's exactly what happens. And this will one-shot, and then you're going to go down. So, I mean, I think it was a tough lead. You know, Moltres... Wait, is this game over? You're going to get an Aerial Ace off here. This will take out... Don't they have a whole health Pokemon left? Yeah, they have a whole... Yeah, I was about to say, don't they have a full Pokemon left? Yes, they do. Typhlosion. Thunder Punch coming at you here. Trying CMP maybe. They're going to... Yeah, I was going to say, they're trying to CMP there. Thunder Punch or Blast Burn. It is just a Thunder Punch. Going to get to Dark Pulse. Maybe they match, but they could live any move here. They do match, though. I'm going to get to the next Dark Pulse. Let's see if you can grab the second shield. Nope. And they're going to have at least... I mean, at least a Thunder Punch, but maybe even more here. Thunder Punch does not take out, but do get the snipe on the Poison Sting for a couple Poison Stings there, which is nice. Just getting to these crunches here. Obviously, do get the defense fall. You can live a Sky Attack. Sand Attack is super effective though, so you're going to have to throw soon, and they... Oh, you did take it out. Okay. Samurott comes in to take this crunch, which is going to hurt a Samurott. Yeah, to the yellow. A second defense fall, so take that, you lowering of the attack there, or defense drop there. So going to just farm, shield the Hydro Cannon, come out with at least 1 Dynamic Punch, get it right off the bat. They don't even get their 1-turn move in. This will grab a shield. It does not grab a shield. And they decide to let that go, and that is unfortunate for them. Maybe they were just expecting like the Mud Bomb counts and expecting that to be a Mud Bomb, but that is not what happened there. So they tried to catch, and they do catch, sort of. Coming with the Drapion through the Aerial Ace anyways, knowing that having played this Shadow Drapion mirror match out, two Aqua Tails is not going to take out a full health Drapion without Poison Sting damage. So they can get another one here and you will live. So chipping it with the Aerial Ace allows you to go to 2 moves here and take it out if they let both moves go. If they don't, since you let yours go, they could just shield and take and flip switch here. So we'll see what they want to do. And that's what they do. They do burn that shield and flip switch. Gonna come in, maybe go for the very aggressive Snarl down. May have to take a couple Aqua Tails if you do that. And I can see you like hesitate, be like, I'm not going to get to it. You just need to make a decision. You either throw the Aerial Ace early or you commit to the Snarl down. You do not do that. You do not second guess yourself and lose CMP and take 2 moves and lose your energy. That's not what we want to see. Steelix comes in. These Thunder Fangs are really adding up. Psychic Fangs is going to be super effective, so they're going to have to shield. Dynamic Punch will probably one-shot from this range here. And they try to catch. And getting to the Shadow Ball, maybe catching them off guard. Does land the Shadow Ball, but they're just going to be able to Thunder Fang down now. They shield and Thunder Fang down this scenario here. So, going to shield, going to Thunder Fang down, and then you are just basically dead with your Mandibuzz here. They're pretty close to 2 moves. Not that it matters. You're not. It's going to take, I think, more than 2 Dark Pulses to take out here, and you're not even going to get to the second one. So, interesting Pokemon. If you'll stick around for 2 minutes while I work behind the scenes here, I am just interested to see how a Shadow... I'll do the Shadow and non-Shadow Toxicroak. Just to see how they play against the Great League meta with... Oh yeah, someone said PV Poke wasn't working. Oh yeah, PV Poke's down right now. Yeah, someone mentioned that. I saw in my Discord someone mentioned, is PV Poke down? Yes, I am filming this Tuesday night for later in the week. Because I was able to get ahead with videos because of submissions from earlier in the season like this one. So thank you for submitting. And thank you for watching if you're doing that. Again, I'm just trying to go through my videos. When is this going up? Got the Monday video. No, got the Wednesday videos with the Moltres and Shadow Vic. And this will go up Thursday afternoon. Bastion in the morning. This will be Thursday afternoon. Tomorrow morning, 34-minute GoFest GBL analysis. Taking you through all the Pokemon that you need to focus on and why. So stay tuned for that. I will do, and then we'll do like Great League for the rest of this week. But Sunday, I do plan to film. My plan for GoFest, and I mentioned in the video, is I'll do about 4 hours of GoFest on Saturday and Sunday. What I think I'm gonna do is just film like 4 hours on Saturday, and then use that as like a vlog for Sunday morning's video. So that's the plan right now. So Saturday morning you may see like just another GBL Great League team. Sunday morning the plan is to do like a GoFest vlog, and then Monday probably more Great League, unless I missed any other. I know they announced the July Community Day for Quaxley. So I'll cover that when the Community Day is, which is not until the 20th of July. So we got time. I've seen if there is any other events I need to cover. Oh yeah, there is. And that will be one of my Monday videos. Pokemon Go's 9th anniversary party. A lot, not costumes, yada, yada, yada. There's a lot of words for saying not a hell of a lot. Okay, we'll cover that on Monday anyways. So that is it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.